We are, about to do something very historic, right? And that's launch this vote for our union's endorsed candidate for President of the United States. And again, no other union does this. Just to remind you of process, etc. Number one, we invited every candidate, Democratic and Republican, to come to this conference. We invited everyone to do a questionnaire, right? We found out that this was a huge weekend in Iowa and no one was going to come, so we gave them three alternatives. One, come live like Bernie Sanders did the other night. Two, record something with us like Kamala Harris did, or send in a video. Several folks did questionnaires. They're on our website. The presentation from Friday evening is now on our website. State your name and your opinion.
Thank you, and thank you for a wonderful weekend. This is my first conference, my first leadership conference. And
introduce yourself.
my name is Laura Nakamura. I'm from Concord. I work for Children's Hospital in Oakland, and I wholeheartedly endorse the candidate who wrote the bill, who wrote the damn bill for Medicare for all. I don't believe in a public option or a phase-in period. I don't think that America can wait. I think that we have tried doing that, and I don't think that that's appropriate for the world that I live in. And I thank you very much.
So my name first, or Felix. I work at CPMC in San Francisco, the kitchen department. And, well, I don't agree with everything. I have some disagreements with each candidate, but the candidate I'm choosing is based on, I think that as the many roles of a president, the first and foremost is commander-in-chief, and the person whose policies and proposals that I like the most is Tulsi Gabbard, a representative from Hawaii's 2nd District. She also supports Medicare for all. In the short time compared to Bernie Sanders, she's been in Congress. I think she has a pretty good record compared to the rest. So, yeah.
Thank you for your opinion.
Hi, all. I'm Justine Stannis from Kaiser Optical, San Francisco. I was at our very first one 10 years ago, which was 7 blocks from my house, so this is a little further. Before I make my endorsement, I want to make sure everybody knows that when they go to vote, we all have a number at the bottom of that email that you want to make sure your members know. I took a photo. I'm great for just photo in things, because that number, you can't vote unless you have that number. So you want to make sure all our members are aware of that, because I'm afraid people will not look or will get rid of the emails. So that's something that I feel is really, and it's at the bottom of that email we got about this great history-making event. So my endorsement is for Elizabeth Warren. She's my gal. She is smart. She's dedicated. She's been, long story short, I mean, she was one of Obama's advisors for the finance thing. And one thing that I like to point out, and I'm going to use it now, is on your credit card statements every month that you get for a while now, there's a little box up front that tells you if you only pay your minimum, you're going to pay this much and it's going to take this much longer. Or if you pay this, it's like that. She got that. And that shut the shit out of the Republicans and the big guys. And I do mean the big guys, the big white guys. They're the ones with the power. I mean, they wouldn't let her become the finance commissioner, whatever that consumer title is. So she said, okay, and then she went and took back the seat in Massachusetts that Kennedy had, that guy Brown, Miller, whatever his name is, took the Republican, and the next time she took that seat, and she hadn't been a politician, and she's been learning. She had a few mistakes, but I feel she's, they're all great. I mean, I'll vote for a baked potato running against Trump. You know? But, and they're all great, but she, I feel, has a little more passion. I'm also going to say it's time for someone other than a man. To be realistic, to beat Trump, I mean, she is white. I mean, let's be real. You know, a lot of people are going to have a hard time voting for someone other than, but we have that, but that she's really dedicated. And here's just my last bit, is in the video, she had a red sweater on. In the pamphlet of the photos of the four of them, you'll see their photo there. Everyone is off to the side. She's looking straight ahead. She's looking at you. I mean, these are all these little things, but it's the little body mechanics that say a lot. And like I say, I'll vote for them. I'll support whomever, but I'm standing here today that Elizabeth Warren is my endorsement.
Very good. Thank you, Justine.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Marie Chavez. I'm from Children's Hospital Oakland. I was really impressed to see all of the folks who entered videos to us in all the different formats, as well as Bernie Sanders, who came into us live. I encourage everybody to go in and look at the questionnaires that were sent in. I haven't had a chance to do that, and we'll do that. But in this moment of time, I'm currently supporting both Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. The reason, one of the other things that I wasn't aware of is, Children's Hospital isn't, some of our other members have been with NUHW longer than some of the other bargaining units. And I did not realize that Bernie Sanders came here personally 4 years ago.
It was a video, actually.
Oh, it was a video. Okay. So I think that one of the bigger things, too, is that I think that Bernie has really shifted the conversations that we are having, and that we're actually having conversations about the multitude of things that we are facing: climate change, economic inequality, a single-payer healthcare system in a real way that has never been discussed before. And so I know he's the guy that wrote the damn bill, and but I also appreciate all the things that Senator Warren is doing as well. So my two votes right now are for the two of them, and that's just some of the reasons why.
Hello, I'm Pam Rood. I'm a retired psychosocial clinician from San Diego, California. And Bernie Sanders was my mayor in Burlington, Vermont, that town he referred to that's 50 miles south of the Canadian border where everyone has health care. And he's my number one choice, and Elizabeth Warren is a very close second. And I'd like to use this opportunity to put in, to stress the importance of whoever wins the Democratic nomination. A lot of us will likely not get our first choice, and it's really important that we all unite around the Democratic candidate so that there's not this splitting that took place that at least contributed to Trump's election. So please keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
So when I think of voting,
Taylor.
oh, hi, I'm Taylor, everybody. I'm from Santa Rosa. Sorry. When I think of voting, I think of sitting around the table with my grandmother and grandfather about 20 years ago in college. And my grandfather and all of his friends were all talking about politics. And they were complaining about how things weren't going well, and this is what we needed to do, and this is how we should handle it. And my very sweet 80-something-year-old grandmother, in between sips of Chardonnay and salad, said, "Gentlemen, I don't know what you guys are complaining about. If you don't like the way things are going, you have no one to blame but yourselves. A woman would never let it get this bad."
Sorry for going again, but I'd like to push back on the idea that we just have to pick the lesser of two evils. I hate to be the bad guy, but I think bad people, or people who are considered bad people by the ruling class, started the labor movement. I think that not just for this presidential election, but even state and local level, executive, legislative, if we end up being given a candidate that doesn't support the core of our values and will keep compromising us and keep us in our subservient position to the bosses, I think this should be an opportunity to start a new party. And I think it's worth it whether it's Bush in the past, or Reagan, or Clinton, or Trump, and even, I hate to say this, but even our guy that we love, hate, Obama. I think this is an opportunity to start a new party, a workers' party, that will fight for workers and all of the oppressed.
My name is Justin Evans. I work at Fountain Valley Regional. My choice, in my opinion, is the person who's been the most consistent over time, has been on the right side of history over and over again, be it social justice issues, segregation in schools, military-industrial complex, fighting all these wars, voting against that war. That's Bernie Sanders. He is a candidate that has always had the foresight, and I think a lot of the candidates, I love Elizabeth Warren as well. A lot of other candidates, more centrist, I think that they are more hindsight candidates, and we need a foresight candidate.
Hi, my name is Mark Land-Arizumi, psychiatric registered nurse, Kaiser San Diego Addiction Medicine. One thing that I want to say to everybody here is vote your heart, vote your conscience. We all have good ideas of who the best candidate we think is out there. Don't take into consideration right now, who do we think is going to win the vote based on current polls out in the news right now? Because leading is Biden. Second, of course, we all know and love her, Elizabeth Warren, especially Dan. So personally for myself, no way on Biden at all. Straight up politician. He's been playing the political game. We reached out to him. We asked for support. He frickin' ignored us. Then he does this video, says he's always been with labor. You know what? Screw you. Bernie Sanders, I love him. I love what he stands for. I hope he can do it. He is probably my first vote, with Elizabeth Warren second. If either of them gets it, definitely my vote. I would echo what Pam said. We do need to rally behind whoever is going to be the Democratic nominee. But in this room, in this time, vote your conscience. It's a democratic union, and the majority will win. And if our candidate that we endorse, once we get to the primaries, isn't there, the executive board takes into consideration who do we then next endorse? Do we go with that? And that's what we did with Bernie and Hillary. So it's still democratic. Vote your heart.
Hi, my name is Ami Fanaika. I'm from Daly City, CN Medical Center. I'm glad that we vote for more than one because I couldn't decide between Sanders and Warren. So, but I know who I don't want to vote for. It's Kamala Harris. She keep calling us UHW. And I hate that. And I don't like the, what's the white guy's name? Biden. I don't like him. He's riding Obama's coattail. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deborah Silverman. I'm from Wateridge Psychiatry. And the first thing is I've been trying to do this meme that has not caught on, but say no to Joe. I really like that because we had an event at Cynthia Tejas' house. He had a fundraising event where he was going to go there.
Who's
And
Cynthia Tejas?
Cynthia Tejas is on the board of Kaiser Permanente, and she's a psychologist, but she doesn't help us at all about mental health. She hasn't for years. We've given her letters. We've tried to reach her. So he crossed our picket line and went into the house for his fundraiser. So say no to Joe. That's one. Thank you. Very good. And the second thing is we all work in healthcare. So when we go into someone's room or someone comes into our space, we try to understand them no matter how they say what they say. And it really pains me that Bernie Sanders has walked his talk for 40 years, but he doesn't present well sometimes, and he's sort of pedantic and kind of whatever. We have to listen to what he's really saying and look what he's done, and look at everybody else's record instead of just what's on the surface. Because even though Elizabeth Warren's great, and she would certainly be my second choice, there's some differences between them. And so, I don't want to take a bunch of time to do that, but, and I like what Mark said, vote your heart, like what Mark said. But Bernie has been in the fight for 40 years, consistently, never wavering, actually done what he talks about, even if how he says it is not the most, thank you.
Hi, I'm Stacy Cohen from Kaiser Psych Social in Los Angeles, and I just wanted to back a little bit what Deborah was saying. I was actually at that picket at Cynthia Tejas' home, and not only did Joe cross the picket line, we had asked him several times prior to address Kaiser's denial of care and how, if he could bring it up to Cynthia Tejas to address it. And he flat out refused to even acknowledge us. And so when he was presenting Friday night his video and he mentioned how he loves NUHW, that is absolutely not true. He does not love us. He doesn't care about us. He's an opportunistic politician, and it doesn't sound like many people here are rooting for Joe, but just to emphasize again that he is not with us. Thank you.
My favorite bumper sticker that I saw so far was,
Name, please.
well, Mary Rose Occhiogrosso from Kaiser Wateridge. My favorite bumper sticker that I've seen so far said, "The Democrat 2020." So I think that just reiterates some of the points that other people have made, that whoever ends up being the candidate, that we should support that person. I really care about my colleagues over there, but I disagree with one thing. And I think that it is important to be coherent when you're speaking, to have people be able to understand you without a lot of effort. And I think that Elizabeth Warren is great at storytelling, is great at presenting the solutions. And maybe she doesn't have the longevity that Bernie has, but I think she's going to be able to reach more people with her common sense and her communication abilities. So my first vote is for Elizabeth Warren.
Hi, my name's Mikhail. I'm from Eureka, St. John's, Providence, or just St. Joe's. I just wanted to add some new news. When somebody said that Biden was leading, I just heard that Warren in Iowa last night took the lead, so I just wanted to clarify that. Woo! Thank you.
I'm Elizabeth White from West LA Psychiatry, and two things. One is I did really feel that Elizabeth Warren was presidential. I haven't followed the issues that closely, but I did feel that she was sophisticated enough to have a natural but staged presentation with the door open to her kitchen. So the reason why I say this is that we really have to get those Republican women on our side, because I do think that we need to win this election.
Very good. Thank you, folks.